Hello there, I'm Zane, here in a flag-waving, celebratory capacity today. Why? Well, because Ghost Town is premiering on Sky Movies. Premiere, as you'd imagine it would do. It stars man, myth, legend, Ricky Gervais, who is real. So he's mainly just a man and a legend, and he is in the film. He was also recently at a photo shoot where we caught up with him to talk movies and much, much more. Here are some choice cuts for you.
Oh, okay. What have I done today? I've won BAFTAs. We're having a great time together.
Hey, can you hold the elevator, please?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, hold, hey.
It isn't obviously one of these mainstream, mass-produced romantic comedies, but you did do Ghost Town, which is something you only had a limited control over because you were just an actor in that.
I was on board first. David wrote with me in mind, I think, and he let me in on the casting decisions, and we even did a rewrite. He flew over to England, and we spent a few days rewriting it to fit me. It was already very much like my voice anyway.
I was going to ask, Bertram Pincus, is there a lot of you?
Oh, absolutely. Why have you got that tan?
Thanks for noticing. I got a spray tan on my way to work today. It's natural.
Sorry, you babbling idiots. Can we talk about my bowels? Wouldn't that be a good idea? How old are you? Sorry, are you here on a school field trip?
Not a real people person, are you, Dr. Pincus?
Not really. Given choice between a few people and loads of people, I'd choose my cat.
I wouldn't count it in my oeuvre. If you had to say what have I done, I'd say The Office extras, some stand-up, Flanimals, and probably Invention of Lying. It couldn't have been a greater experience, and it was very collaborative. I wouldn't put it on my shelf of things that I'd done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When The Office broke in about 2001, myself and Steve were offered movies to direct straight away. You know, we had about 7 meetings. We went around these film companies, and they all offered us like, £5 million to do a film, whatever film we wanted. And we just thought, well, no one's going to see it. I think people make the leap too quickly. And we wanted to make it worthwhile. We wanted to wait. So we just took their cards and said, well, we'll call you when we've got something. I remember the first time we went along, we'd done a little demo for The Office, and we went along, and we were sitting there with John Plowman, and I said that we want to direct it and I want to be in it, and John was going, wow, we'll have it. I said, no, we either do it my way or not at all. And after the meeting, Steve went, Rick, can I do the talking? Really nervous. Yeah, I've never really played the game, but I've been incredibly lucky that they let me have my own way, and then once something's worked, it gets easier. So I think the important thing for me is zero interference.
You've got a new movie out, The Invention of Lying. How did it come about that this was to be your second film?
I like the idea of going off away from what I usually do, which is this hyper-real investigation into, excruciating social faux pas, like, in The Office and extras. And we wanted this film to be like the funniest episode of The Twilight Zone ever. But other influences on it were probably things like The Apartment. I like the warmth of the relationship in things like The Apartment. And Billy Wilder is just the greatest screenwriter of all time. I mean, the elegance, the simplicity, the economy with his words. Like, there's a bit where Jack Lemmon gets in the lift with Shirley MacLaine, and she just turns to him and says, "You're the only man who takes his hat off in the lift." And that says it all. It just says it all. She's noticed him. He's a nice guy. And it was a big influence on working as an actor as well. Just the way that he's that everyman. He's a bit of a putz. He's been dealt a bad hand. And I like watching him. I like his chemistry. I like his likability.
We're talking about how you've managed to make this film without any sort of influence from the studio.
Well, exactly. I mean, that sounds like I'm a power-crazed maniac, and I am, unapologetically. I think with art you have to be a complete fascist. It has to be one vision. What's the point? Otherwise, you know, otherwise you might end up making a film that everyone else has made, and that's what happens a lot in Hollywood. I mean, I was thinking, why do I produce now and direct, and sometimes be in it? And it's all to protect the writing. It's all to protect the writing. All those other things are to make sure your idea that was in your head is ruined as little as possible. I love acting, but I know what I'm doing when I've written the part, or I've had the idea, or I'm even directing myself. I feel a lot safer having full control or no control. It's that middle ground that you don't want to be held responsible for something that you didn't have total control over.
Billy Wilder is a director who you admire. I know Francis Ford Coppola is another director who you like the work of, in particular The Godfather.
Probably my favourite film. 1 and 2, they're hard to separate, but if I had to, I'd probably say Godfather 1. And I didn't really like gangster films. I didn't like that genre. I don't know why, it sort of left me cold. And I actually saw Goodfellas when it came out, and I was blown away. I've been a fan of Scorsese for a long time before that. He's probably done 5 in my top 20 favourite films. I like the way he tells a story, and I like the way he uses, source music as incidental. It's just so elegant, the way he does it.
And Goodfellas even feels, I don't know whether you'd agree, it feels like a documentary, even though it's...
Yeah, I'd never seen anything that gritty and that exciting. And that made me start thinking of the genre more, and I revisited, and I hadn't seen Godfather. I didn't watch Godfather till about 1992 or 3, and I was really blown away. I just thought, I've been an idiot.
What about British
And I had a few people killed. What? No, I didn't. No.
I could believe that.
Yeah.
What about British gangster films? Do you like them as well?
Yeah, they're brilliant.
I'm guessing no.
It's funny, we were casting for Cemetery Junction, okay? And we were looking to find people like the new James Dean, the new John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever. We were thinking, where are all these guys? Where are these men's men? And if we saw 1,000 men of about 23, 24, half of them were going to be Mr. Darcy, right? The other half were going to be going, do you know what I mean? And we're thinking, we honestly think we found the only 2 actors that were both cool and, and working class and sort of like fun to be around. My memory of growing up in the early 70s were that it was good to hang around the cool kids, the best footballers, and you wanted to be in that gang. You didn't care about, being clever. You wanted to be funny and cool. And those people that were the coolest kids in the school, they're probably stacking shelves now, and their feathers have fallen out. When I first saw Saturday Night Fever, I didn't feel sorry for him because he was going nowhere and working in a paint shop. I thought, that's the coolest man I've ever seen. I want to be like him. I want to be able to dance like him. And as you see, I learned.
You did. I did see that. I watched Watchmen on a plane recently.
Well, don't watch Watchmen.
Right,
That's your first mistake.
But they cut... I mean, it's a movie that's based on a lot of sex and violence, and all that was cut out. They don't tell you that.
Why do you want to watch sex and violence? Just walk down the street.
Because...
I want a filming experience. I want to be drawn into a wonderful love story, or Casablanca, a love triangle set against the biggest war in history. I don't want to see someone in some weird leather outfit with beamy eyes having sex with a blue woman. Why do you want that?
That's why we're different
your
people.
Film, it's as good as written.
I'm visualising that right now, and it's a pleasant image. Well, there you go. Did you enjoy that? Good. Do you want more? Well, you should tune into the very first episode of a brand new season of The Guest List with me, Alex Zane. Ricky Gervais is the star. We have more fun, frolics, as well as learning a bit about the movies and filmmakers that have influenced him. So that's the first episode, brand new season of The Guest List. Until then, see you later.